So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Robert, if this is your first time tuning in. So today, in today's video, we're going to come with you with some unusual news, something that kind of happened to me recently. It didn't happen this weekend, it happened last weekend, or I guess 2 weekends ago. And something that kind of caught me off guard, and something that I think it's kind of important that people know, because I didn't know this. I didn't know that this could really happen. But basically what happened was, I have Sofi. Sofi ended up locking or freezing my account. So what does that even mean? What does that entail? What does that matter? So what happened was, I had sold a house, sold a property, had the money deposited, and I don't like to keep money in my bank account because, as if you're watching this video, money depreciates pretty quick. It's just paper, and it gets devalued pretty quickly. So I try to get it out and get it back invested into other assets, right? So the money came in and I'm moving money back out, right? So this basically happened over the weekend. So pretty much I didn't have access to my account. What happened was, when they freeze it, is no money can come in, which I had money coming in on these days that it was frozen. I had money coming in. I couldn't send money out. I couldn't send money to friends. I couldn't send money to my bank accounts. I couldn't pull money out of my debit card using an ATM. I couldn't do anything. I could log in to see my account, but as far as anything else, nothing else could be done. No money in, no money out. So this is a problem because, you know, when I called them, I told them, I was like, dude, what if I was on vacation? You know, and I'm using this as an example because we were just gone for 5 weeks in another country. What if this happens to me and I'm over in another country traveling, vacationing, and my account gets locked? What the hell am I going to do in a foreign country? I don't speak the language. There's probably no bank in that area for whatever you bank with here in the States. So, you know, what the hell's going to happen, you know? And it really got me thinking. I was like, man, I really should make other people aware that this could happen. So what I'm going to be bringing up today is basically you should always keep another bank account available as well, maybe even 3, depending on how much money you have, multiple bank accounts. So long story short, I did get my account unfrozen after a couple of days, but it was just very frustrating because I had already verified that all these transactions were mine, and then yet they still hadn't unfrozen my account. So I was getting a little bit angry at that point because I already had said, yes, these transactions are mine, but yet nothing was being done. My account was still frozen. I still had no access. I still couldn't get the money. So also, whenever you have payments coming in to your bank account, those payments cannot be received. So your account is frozen. You cannot receive those payments. So for a couple of days, I wasn't getting paid. Again, I have Airbnb, so I get paid kind of frequently, just random days, right? So I had money coming in and I couldn't get this money into my bank account. And the account I have linked to receive those accounts was the one that was frozen. So what happened was all that money got returned back to the senders, and basically I didn't get paid for a couple of days. And it ended up taking about 9 days, 10 days before I got my money back into my bank account, because I have to reach out to the senders. Again, this is very time consuming as well. I had to reach out to the senders, tell them, hey, my account was frozen. Can you send it again? And then for whatever reason, I couldn't reuse that account, so I had to use another account just to get the money back into me. So that was a problem. And then again, I had mortgages coming out of that account on those days that it was frozen. Again, they incurred late fees, things like that. So it's very important to understand that your accounts can be frozen. Everything is centralized. So please keep that in mind, that yes, they can freeze your account. They can basically just cut you off, which is pretty scary. Don't agree with it at all, but it did happen to me recently. That's the first time that's ever happened to me. And from talking with them, they basically said that their security has gotten stricter and that they are reviewing more and more transactions than they ever have in the past. Again, because I've sold other properties in the past, never had any issues. When the money comes in, I send it right back out to different assets or buy other pieces of property. I've never had any issues. So this time, again, they said they have revamped their security, this and that. So I started looking around at different banks. Now, one thing I'm going to mention is, I'm not going to mention the bank's name, but it's a local bank. It's a brick and mortar local bank to me. one thing that you need to pay attention to is to see what are their limits on their debit cards. The one I was looking at, because they paid a 5% interest, which is a pretty high yield for a brick and mortar bank, that's actually very well, actually one of the best ones around here that I've seen. They only have a $500 limit on a debit card. And when they told me that, I was like, what? $500? Like, I mean, I fill up a tank of gas, that's $100. I go to Costco, that's $200-300. Go out to dinner on the way back or something, that's already over $500. So what am I gonna do? And then I was like, well, what if I want to book a flight? What if I want to do this? What if I want to do that with the debit card, you know? What if I'm traveling? What am I gonna do if it's over $500? So basically what they said, if like the flight example, say the flight's $3,000, $2,000, whatever it is, right? You would have to call ahead of time, let them know that, hey, I'm going to be doing a transaction within the next 10 minutes, 30 minutes. They'll open up the account so you can use it for that amount, for that specific time. Then they're going to shut it back down, and then your limit's back at $500. Now, for me, it doesn't make sense because I don't like to waste time. I'm very, anyone who knows me personally, I just hate wasting time. I take my time very, very seriously. So I don't want to spend my time having to call them every single time to get a limit increase. It's just not very time efficient. You know, that's not very time efficient. Who wants to spend their time on vacationing, calling the bank, hey, can you raise my limit? And I say that because some of these tickets for like Switzerland, all these other like more expensive places, some of these tickets just to get in for one person is like $350, $250. So if you're going as, you know, me and my fiance, we're already at $700, $600 for just one purchase for a couple hours, like 2-3 hours of enjoyment. And then we're gonna probably go do something else. So what am I gonna be doing? Just on the phone all the time calling? I'm on vacation. I don't wanna spend my time, you know, calling to get a limit increase over $500. So those are things that kind of kept me away from going with that bank. In the future, if you're gonna be, like what I probably will do, I probably will open an account there in the future. And, but what I would be using that card for is mainly just for fuel or things around my town, my small town. That's pretty much about as far as I would go with it. I would always have another bank account that has a higher limit, just in case, you are traveling and you need more money. Because traveling overseas or anywhere in another country typically is a little bit expensive, especially if you're chilling at the airport. You can run up $100, $200 bill, either drinking, food, whatever, right? So you're already done with half your day limit on a $500 limit. So I just thought that was kind of important to mention, because last thing you want to do is go and open up an account, put your money in there, come to find out you only have a $500 limit. So it's good to ask these questions. You know, what's your limit on these debit cards? Some of the highest limits that I have seen are around 10,000. Some are 6 to 10 is some of the higher limits. More the local banks are usually between 500 and 1,000. 1,000's the most I've seen, which again, 1,000's a little bit more doable. But again, $500 today, even around your local town or in town, is not a lot. $500 does not go as far as it used to go, you know, say 2-3 years ago. $500 is not as much as it was. So that's why I was a little bit shocked, but I thought it was important to ask these questions, and I'm glad I learned about this stuff before putting any kind of money into these accounts or opening up an account with them, because then later on I've been wasting so much time just calling them all the time, hey, can you increase my limit? Hey, can you increase my limit? That's just time consuming. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make time sense. It doesn't make financial sense. So for that reason, I haven't opened an account with them, but I thought it was important to share on here, to always ask for your limits on a new account, because the last thing you want to do is put money in there and then you can't really use the card because you're limited on how much you can spend, especially if you're a traveler. Maybe those of you like to use credit cards as well. I've kind of gotten away from credit cards. I don't really use credit cards anymore. For those of y'all who are asking, just doesn't seem necessary. And yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed that quick video and basically explaining what happened to me. Caught me off guard. I've seen it like on TV, people's accounts get frozen, but it's never happened to me personally. So this was like really eye-opening that they can just do that. And then as soon as I filed a complaint with them, with the Better Business Bureau, my account was unlocked. So it happened just that quick, just by filing a complaint. But just goes to show you how quick and easy they can lock you and you are without money, and how soon they can, at the press of a button, get you back up and running. So it's a little scary how much control they have over you. But I just wanted to put that out there for people, because it's kind of important, you know, especially if you have a family, if you're traveling with a family, or you have bills to pay, just everyday bills to pay. It's kind of scary, right? You can be cut off to your finances just like that in the blink of an eye. So without further ado, guys, appreciate you guys watching. Till next time, be careful, be good, take care, and God bless. See you guys later. Bye-bye.